Rodgers, however, doesn't seem bothered. He is walking on the beach in Malibu, a blanket, headphones.
That's not AR, that's AI. Come on, he can't be. No, that's not AR.
AI is a little more, I feel like they could get a little more creative. There'd be like a flying jellyfish behind him or something.
But how did they...
This could have been in the
like that.
What do you mean caught him? He's walking in Malibu.
He lives here.
He lives here. Photographers.
I understand he lives here, and I understand the whole Malibu.
That's an old picture, too, because he looked older than that.
But first of all, you're walking on the beach.
Okay.
And you got your blanket on you, with your hat turned back. How did they know that at that point in time he was going to be at the beach walking like that?
I don't feel like this is a hard photo to get.
Yeah, no, it is.
If he was in like Paris somewhere.
No.
Yeah, that's a hard photo.
I mean, is he like
that's a hard
photo? Like he's in Malibu walking on the beach. I feel like there'd be people there.
It's a hard photo to get.
That is not a hard photo to get.
It's been raining for the last 2 days.
Exactly. Stop.
I don't.
But whatever it is, it's
anyway, he's unbothered. He's taking his time.
Yeah, he's living his life.
Is he already causing drama for the Steelers, though, Key?
You know, it's hard to say if he's causing drama because they're negotiating. And he's taking he just got released yesterday. So it's not like he could have gone into the building, you know, so they're taking their time. There's other teams involved. The one thing I will say, though, is that ex-general manager had some history for 10 years in Pittsburgh in the building. So he's getting it from somewhere.
Right.
I don't want to say he's making it up on his own, that Aaron Rodgers is kind of, you know, they kind of getting already tired of him to some degree, but it's coming from somewhere. He didn't just reach in the sky and pull it out of thin air and say Aaron Rodgers is creating some problems already. This is the issue that we talked about yesterday and the issue we talked about the day before with Aaron Rodgers is, can you trust that he's just going to just chill and be a veteran quarterback, or are we going to continue throughout the offseason and through the season, if he signs with Pittsburgh, have these conversations about his ability to not be in the media so much about things outside of football-related on-field activity?
Paul, you think he's causing drama already?
I don't think so. I think Pittsburgh is causing drama for themselves, for them to back themselves into this position at this point in free agency, to not have a quarterback when there's only like 2 left out there that can possibly, you can put on your roster as a legitimate starting quarterback that can get you to the playoffs again. This is all they're doing. I mean, if I were them, I would have locked in Russell Wilson for 1 more year. I mean, right now they're in a situation to where they don't have a long-term quarterback. So they got to keep plugging this hole until they figure out who's going to be that guy. And since they haven't made that decision, they're in this situation. So, and like he said, he just got cut yesterday, so this is not on the Rodgers. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers not doing what they're supposed to do.
Well?
Yeah, he's definitely not causing drama, and I can't get over that picture, my dog. But I think, again, they did this to themselves. Right now, Pittsburgh has been pretty much like an Airbnb for quarterbacks. Like, it's there, nothing's changing. Don't come in, don't remodel anything, don't change the furniture, don't change anything. Just come here and live here. And so, like you said, he just got released yesterday, and we all know Aaron's going to do Aaron. He's going to wait. He's going to take his time. He's going to wait and see what's going to be the right situation for him. But, yeah, I think right now, everything that's going on with Pittsburgh, like, total did it to themselves there.
Yeah, the Steelers are my team, and, you know, I don't...
I see you with the black
and yellow on.
Black and yellow. I don't really cape up for Aaron Rodgers much, but this is a little dramatic. Like, holding him hostage, like, the league year just started.
Right.
Free agency just started. Justin Fields just got signed. This is all just happened. Holding hostage, I mean, how long has he even had the offer?
But he had the opportunity to talk to him, though. So they've been discussing and talking.
I don't know. Listen, I'm going to give a 4-time league MVP and first ballot Hall of Famer a little bit of space to make his decision if he is contemplating retirement or if he's deciding if he's going to go to the Steelers or the Giants or the Vikings. I feel like he can have a couple days. And all of you have said it. The Steelers put themselves in this position. You had Justin Fields in the building. You didn't sign him. You had Russell Wilson in the building. You didn't sign him. You're trying now to acquire Aaron Rodgers. He is well within his right to take, I don't know, a couple days to mull it over.
Right.
This is not a hostage situation. It hasn't been going on for months. Like, it's been 24 hours.
And there's other jobs out there.
Right. Like, there's other opportunities.
Right.
Like, he's under no obligation to the Steelers to let them know today that what he wants to do. It's up to him and it's up to Russ. So,
But
like,
but Joy, so Doug Whaley was the former general manager of the Buffalo Bills, 10 years in the organization in Pittsburgh.
Right.
He's talking to somebody. So therefore, Pittsburgh has probably already had some sort of conversations with Aaron Rodgers and his representatives since Aaron Glenn said bye-bye. Mm-hmm. They've had that conversation. You go find a team, we're going to release you. They knew all of that. And they're probably, in their mind, Will, you know how they think, they probably sitting back saying, well, we done told this dude we want to sign him. What the hell is he doing?
We got DK. We just got DK.
And we got DK. Yeah. We're showing him, and he's now toying with Minnesota and toying with the Giants.
As is his right.
No, it is his right. But those people in that building get frustrated, and they're telling their friend, potentially, hey, this information.
Frustration and hostage, there's an intensity to
that's the way they
these
talk.
language. Like, yeah,
but
okay.
You know that's
but
the
like
way they talk,
I know,
though, Joy.
I know. I'm just saying.
They use words.
Listen, I love the Steelers, but this is the situation that you put yourself in. Aaron Rodgers doesn't owe the Steelers anything.
No, nothing at all.
This isn't the Packers. This isn't even the Jets. Like, he's never played there before. He has no tie to that organization. He doesn't owe them anything.
But
if he wants to take all week, he can take as much time as he wants. He's Aaron Rodgers, and he is the one who has the power and control to say yes or no.
But they talk corporate.
Okay, hostage is intense. Okay, like, I'm just saying.
They talk corporate, though.
Hostage is aggressive.
That's intense.
Hostage
Let it be a month from now. Let it be at least a month from now.
In a couple weeks.
But they talk corporate. You know that, Paul. You know,
Sure.
and you do too, Joy.
And he put it out there for reason. He's holding us hostage.
But also, what this tells me is the Steelers are a little concerned about how this could all play out, because they could be left with Mason Rudolph. He could decide to retire. He could decide to go to the Giants. Russ could not come back. Like, they could not have a starting quarterback, which is the decision that they made. Yeah. They let Justin Fields walk. They didn't sign Russ, and you went.
Is Russ still an option to bring him back, or does he feel slighted?
Russ in Cleveland right now.
Yeah, but like, does he feel slighted? Like, does he say like, oh, they don't want to give me the offer, they gave it to Rodgers? Because he already knows where the arena is, the locker room. He know the ride to.
All I can tell you is, when you married, sometimes mama don't like people treating you a certain way.
Right.
And so mama could also tell you, you know what, baby, let's go look somewhere else.
Yeah, but is that upgrade really in Cleveland?
Cleveland got a decent football team, though. They just need a quarterback. They got a decent football team. You're looking at me like, they went through a quarterback carousel. Yeah, they got a decent team.
They got a decent team.
They got a decent team. I didn't say they was going to the Super Bowl, but they got a decent team. With a quarterback, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
Coach of the year?
Again?
Nah.
Oh, that was 2 years ago. Wait a minute, not again.
Well, the Steelers did sign a quarterback today. They brought back Mason Rudolph for a 2-year, $4 million deal. The only other quarterback on the Steelers roster is Skylar Thompson, who Pittsburgh signed off of the Dolphins practice squad in January. So this could be a desperate situation for the Steelers, depending on how this all plays out. What should the Steelers do?
They should continue to try to get Aaron Rodgers. They need to go and try to get him, because right now, based on what it looks like with Russell being in Cleveland, which I think that is probably the best situation for him, just with how the offense is constructed. And as we mentioned, it's a decent team where they can compete. But I think go get Aaron Rodgers. I mean, right now you're in a situation where you're not remodeling, you're not rebuilding, you're not resetting. You just need to come in and have a quarterback that's ready to go. And so
I think they are remodeling. I think they are. They went and got DK. Right? They said, okay, we're going to go get us another potent wide receiver, another big. They're going to try to fix that running game. They let Najee Harris walk out the door, 1,000-yard rusher for them. Not that, in 17 games.
So are they fixing or are they remodeling?
Remodeling.
What's the difference?
Something could be broke. Faucet.
Okay, so remodeling is like it's livable.
Like I want granite countertops. Like I want something shiny, something nice.
What do you think they should do, Key?
I think they should absolutely try and get the deal done with Aaron Rodgers, but for some reason it fails, and then they can't make a run at Russell Wilson again. You go knock on Atlanta's door, and you say, what do you want for Kirk Cousins? here's the deal. I can give you a 3rd-round pick, blah, blah, blah. But whatever that is, I know, Joy, but he's won a lot of games in this league. He was coming back off an Achilles injury. It started off okay in Atlanta, and then it kind of went in a different direction.
Got hurt again.
He got kind of hurt again, and then, they decided, hey, we're going to move on. But what else you going to do? You want Jameis Winston?
Jameis Winston. I want Jameis Winston.
At least he'll get some laughs.
Yeah, listen.
He smiled already.
No, I'm just saying, Jameis Winston in the loss going to still make the locker room feel good. He ain't going to throw you under the bus. He going to keep it positive. Thinking this is a bridge year.
You can trade for Jimmy Garoppolo,
Oh my God.
who just signed back with the Rams. You can trade for him.
See, this is what they put the Pittsburgh Steelers and put themselves in the position just what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's their fault. Nobody's holding them hostage. But listen, I'd rather Jameis Winston for 1 year,
Minshew's
somebody that's going to be
available. You
in
can trade for him.
positive, than somebody that's going to throw me under the bus.
You want Gardner Minshew?
Listen, I would have signed Fields or Wilson to a short-term deal. I wouldn't have even risked going out here to try and get Aaron Rodgers and end up getting played.
Maybe
I wouldn't
but-
have put myself in this position.
But I don't know what well, early on, Mr. Rooney came out and he said that he wanted to sign one of the 2 quarterbacks that was there a year ago. I don't know how Justin Fields felt about the way he was, I don't want to say treated, but he was 4-2, and he was playing good football to me. I know it wasn't
Solid.
sexy
He was
football.
solid.
he was never supposed to be the starter, though. The second that Russ
Doesn't
got
matter
hurt-
when you 4-2.
Yeah.
Russ wasn't healthy.
Yeah,
Russ
you
was-
4-2.
Russ wasn't healthy. That's why he was starting.
But you 4-2 though, Joy.
I hear you, but money can solve that.
You know? Yeah, but if I
don't feel-
but
you
my
don't feel okay?
my feelings are hurt.
So fix it with money.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I know y'all did that to me. I'm gone.
Okay.
I'm gone. I ain't got to look over my shoulder because if y'all did it once, y'all gonna do it twice. At least I know in New York, I'm going over there with them and I get a fresh start and I
Okay,
am
so
the starter.
even if Justin Fields' feelings were hurt, which couldn't be solved with money or opportunity with the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is an idea that we're floating out here.
Yeah, we're floating out. No one told us that.
No one told us that.
No one told us that.
And maybe, and my initial thought would be to sign Justin Fields to a short-term deal, similar or more than what the Jets gave him to keep him there. Then I would have tried to sign Russ, and if that didn't work, then we would be in the Rodgers situation. You know, I think I'm living in an alternate universe where I watched a completely different version of Aaron Rodgers than everybody else watched last year.
Talking to
and
me,
somehow
got it.
I think, you know, he's aging backwards. I don't get it.
Subliminally talking to me.
And me.
Yeah, and you. But really talking to me because I was on yesterday talking about, you know, the last 5 games.
You're in that
So he
universe?
Yeah, I'm in that universe. You know, the hands,
mean,
when the
you had
hands get to
to-
moving, the auntie get to talking.
You had to. I am an auntie. Number 14's on the way. You had 2 serviceable guys in the building.
And let them both get away.
Let them both go.
Well, not necessarily because Russell's still available.
But you had him in the building.
He's still available.
But you're not. But you have an offer out to Aaron Rodgers right now, and Russ is in Cleveland.
They may
you
have
had the
an offer- they
opportunity
may
They're trying
have
to see.
an
to
offer.
make
They
sure
want to
that
see
he
that
didn't
number.
go
They want to see
anywhere.
Cleveland's number.
He's going to Cleveland. Watch what I tell you.
I believe it.
He's going to be in
I
Cleveland.
would.
What is a better fit for Russ? Because he might be back with the
Cleveland,
Steelers, but he
Cleveland.
is looking into other options.
Cleveland,
Browns and the
Cleveland
Giants plan for the next 2 days. He was 6-6 as a Steelers starter and finished the season on a 5-game losing streak, including a playoff loss to the Ravens.
It's Cleveland. And the reason it's Cleveland is because Kevin Stefanski sat across the other sidelines. Not only has he seen him in Denver and Seattle, but he got to see him up close in person twice last year. He looked at him, and they, you know how they go. They see you. They like, I kind of like what he's doing over there. I think I could do better.
That's what Tomlin did with Rodgers.
And that's what happens in these situations. So when you look at Week 12, he was 19-24, or better yet, I'm sorry, they lost 19-24. He was 21-28, 270, touchdown, no interceptions, and a fumble.
Cool.
Week 14, they win 27-14. He was 15-26, $158, which I like, 2 touchdowns and 0 turnovers. So you looking at that as Kevin Stefanski, and you looking at DTRs and Jameis Winston's. And
Now Kenny Pickett now.
now you going to get the backup of Kenny Pickett, and you sitting there saying, but they saw Kenny Pickett for years in Pittsburgh playing against them. Same thing with Russ. So they looking at him and saying, we can work with him. That's what they saying. They saying, we can work with him. I can get a lot out of him. We can fix him, girl.
I can fix him, girl.
I can fix him, girl. That's what they saying. So Cleveland is the spot.
What's the best fit for us?
The clear best fit for Russ is Pittsburgh. He knows his way to the arena. He knows the system already. I mean, why? Because he had a bad stretch down at the end of the year. Like, come on, man. At least with Russ, we can say, yeah, we probably can still get to the playoffs.
They was getting to the playoffs
for
without
Russ. For me to watch Russ in Cleveland, and they don't have a bad roster, but it's not Pittsburgh's roster. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so, just the best situation for Russ at this age is for him to go back to Pittsburgh until the sales fall off, man. I mean, this is the last stop, maybe.
Cleveland
for him.
roster ain't bad.
But they're not going to be a
You got
playoff
Ward,
team.
you got Ward, you got
Judy. That's the thing, Judy.
Judy, you got Myles Garrett.
But we signed DK on the strength that we may get Russ
Chubb is back.
or
But
Rodgers.
that makes me think, there's a chance there. But I just feel like I agree with Cleveland would be the best fit, especially like Stefanski's going to run the football.
Yes.
And he has that 50-50 offense, which is very, very friendly to Russ. Like what he did when he was in Seattle, 50-50, run the ball, throw the ball. And also, too, I just feel like with Russ, like he's going to be in a situation where, like you mentioned Jameis Winston, like, again, with the turnovers. Russ played against him, did not throw the ball, did not have the turnovers. And I just think it's a better situation there for him to go to Cleveland.
Are the Browns not drafting a quarterback?
They might.
I don't know that they will. Because if check this out, though.
I'll take my
you got
chances on
Denzel
that.
Ward,
on a long-term
one of the
fix.
top shutdown, lockdown corners. You get a Travis Hunter in that mix, and you happy with your quarterback room. You happy with it because, like you said, we're running the football anyway. We're not trying to throw it all over the lot. We're not trying to do that. And I wouldn't be shocked if Cleveland made a play for Kirk Cousins because Kevin Stefanski had him in Minnesota once upon a time.
And he's done it, and just based without Deshaun, like he's did a pretty good job with quarterback Stefanski. Like if I'm Russell and based on who I want to get coached by, do I want to get coached by Arthur Smith, which, like you said, he did okay with in the beginning, or what Stefanski has done. And so I just, again, based on if that was the case, if I'm Russell and they did offer Aaron Rodgers, then yeah, I'm in Cleveland negotiating.
So I mean, if they sign Russ, we're just going to assume that they're going to trade back in the draft then, right?
Or get Travis.
Or take Travis.
Travis. Ooh, yeah.
Or take Carter.
That might be the
They
move.
might
That
take Carter
might
and put
be
him
the
opposite of Myles Garrett. I don't know.
Thanks for
I mean, they got a nice chess piece.
You just seem stressed about your Steelers right now. That's
I mean, it's a terrible situation.
Terrible.
Again, do you
Throw
want
right now, I just see
names out.
stress.
Someone said Jimmy Garoppolo today.
Yeah, do you want Jimmy Garoppolo?
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.